Hey, everybody, and welcome back to our Learning ConvoCraft YouTube channel.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa.
And this is Eric.
And today we're doing something we all enjoy, right?
We sure do. We're going out to eat.
Yes. And perfect timing. I am definitely ready for lunch.
Me too. So, yeah, in our discussion today, we're going to be talking all about eating at a restaurant.
And we've got some, good ideas and suggestions to share with you.
We'll also look at some really useful English for describing food, talking about different kinds of places, and making suggestions.
Exactly. So maybe let's start with a quick vocabulary preview, just to get us warmed up.
Good idea. Okay, so for our vocabulary preview, we have two important words that you'll hear in our dialogue. The first one is food poisoning.
Food poisoning. Can you say that with us? Food poisoning. So food poisoning is definitely not good.
No, it's really not. It's basically when you eat some food that's gone bad and it makes you sick.
Yeah.
You get food poisoning.
Right. Okay. The next word is allergic.
Allergic. Let's say that together. Allergic. So when you're allergic to something.
It means that one specific thing, like a type of food, makes you sick, sometimes really sick.
Right. For example, I think you mentioned you're allergic to something.
I am, yeah. I'm allergic to seafood. So if I eat fish or shrimp or anything like that, I actually have trouble breathing.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you definitely need to stay away from seafood then.
Yes, absolutely. And some people are allergic to nuts, like peanuts, or maybe dairy, like milk.
Okay. So remember, when one specific type of food makes you sick, you are allergic to that food. Cool. Now that we know those words, let's listen to our dialogue for the first time. It'll be at normal speed.
Yeah, and don't worry, if you don't catch everything right away, we'll come back and talk about the important language afterwards.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, you guys got any plans for tonight? We're thinking of maybe checking out a new place to eat around here. Got all suggestions?
Yeah, there's this fantastic little Italian place just down the street. The food is incredible, and the atmosphere is really nice.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend giving it a try.
Italian, huh? I'm actually not all that crazy about Italian food tonight. I'm kind of in the mood for something a little lighter,
Okay, gotcha. In that case, I know a great little bistro. They do this really tasty seafood platter. The fish is always super fresh.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. But, I'm allergic to seafood, right? So that's probably not the best option for me.
Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. Okay, let me think. I know this little hole-in-the-wall place. It doesn't look like much, but they make the most incredible sandwiches. Seriously, you've got to give them a try.
Hang on. Wasn't that the place you took me to last time I visited?
Right.
Didn't I get a little under the weather afterwards? Let's just say it involved a bathroom visit. I'd rather forget.
Oh, well. Uh-oh. Right, maybe. Maybe we should think of somewhere else then.
Laughing tone implied. Yeah, maybe. But hey, all this talk about food is making me hungry.
Me too. Okay, welcome back. Now let's get into our language takeaway for today. Our first phrase is check out.
Check out. Check out. So check out, it's pretty versatile. You can use it in a few different ways. Let's look at some examples so you get the meaning.
Okay, example 1. Have you been to the new cafe next door?
Yeah, I checked it out yesterday. The food was great.
Example 2. Hey, check out my new phone.
Example 3. I'm going to check out the new shopping mall this weekend.
So you can see that checkout basically means to look at something, or maybe to go see something new. Like, let's go check out that band playing downtown.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, our next word is bistro.
Bistro. So what exactly is a bistro? It sounds kind of fancy.
Well, yeah, it can be, but it's also kind of specific. It's like a small restaurant, usually not super cheap, but not super expensive either, sort of in the middle.
And it's usually got a French vibe, right? Or it started that way.
Yes, that's right. Small, pretty informal restaurant. Bistro.
Okay, got it. Our third phrase for today is not all that crazy about.
Not all that crazy about. Like, I'm not all that crazy about. It's kind of a funny sounding phrase, but these examples should make it clear.
Example 1. Do you want to go shopping with me tomorrow?
I'm not all that crazy about shopping. I'd rather save my money.
Example 2. I'm not crazy about this loud music. Can we change it?
So, you see, this is just a really nice, polite way of saying you don't really like something or you're not interested right now.
Exactly. Now, the opposite of this, something you do like, could be described as tasty.
Tasty. Simple one. So when something is tasty, it's good, like really good, delicious.
Yeah. You know what? It's true. In English, we don't actually say the food is delicious quite as often as you might think. We usually just say it's really tasty.
That's totally right. This soup is really tasty.
Yep.
Okay, so tasty And our last phrase for the language takeaway is in the mood for.
In the mood for. In the mood for. Let's listen to some examples to understand this one a little better.
Example 1. We always eat hamburgers for dinner. Tonight, I'm kind of in the mood for something different, maybe Chinese food.
Example 2. Let's watch a movie. How about that new horror movie?
Ooh, I don't know. I am definitely not in the mood for a horror movie tonight.
So if you're in the mood for something, it basically means you feel like doing or eating or watching that specific thing right now. It's what you want at this moment.
Exactly. Okay, we've looked at some great language there. I think it's probably a good time for us to listen to the dialogue a second time.
Sounds good. Let's listen again.
Hey, you guys got any plans for tonight? We were thinking of maybe checking out a new place to eat around here. Got any suggestions?
Yeah. There's this fantastic little Italian place just down the street. The food is incredible and the atmosphere is really nice. I definitely recommend giving it a try.
Italian, huh? You know, I'm actually not all that crazy about Italian food tonight. I'm kind of in the mood for something a little lighter, you know?
Ah, okay. Gotcha. In that case, I know a great little bistro. They do this really tasty seafood platter. The fish is always super fresh.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. But, you know I'm allergic to seafood, right? So that's probably not the best option for me.
Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. Okay. Let me think. Oh, I know this little hole-in-the-wall place. It doesn't look like much, but they make the most incredible sandwiches. Seriously, you've got to give them a try.
Hang on. Wasn't that the place he took me to last time I visited? And didn't I get a little, under the weather afterwards? Let's just say it involved a bathroom visit I'd rather forget.
Well, right. Maybe we should think of somewhere else then.
Laughing tone implied. Yeah, maybe. But hey, all this talk about food is making me hungry.
Me too. All right, welcome back. You probably heard some of those phrases we just talked about in there. Now, today's conversation really focused on something important, didn't it?
That's right. It's all about making recommendations, how to suggest things.
So let's look at some useful phrases for that in our Fluency Builder section. In the dialogue, we heard a great, simple way of asking for a suggestion. Let's listen again.
Got any suggestions?
You got any suggestions? Super common, maybe a little informal, but totally fine.
Yeah.
But you could also say something else, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You could say, do you have any ideas? That works too.
Or do you have any thoughts? Kind of similar.
So those are 3 really good ways to ask someone for their suggestions.
Yep. And then when someone asks you, you need to give a suggestion. We heard this one in the dialogue.
I definitely recommend giving it a try.
I'd recommend giving it a try. That's a very standard, polite way to recommend something. We also heard another phrase used for giving suggestions, a bit stronger maybe.
You've got to give them a try.
You've got to give them a try. So both of these work great for suggesting something. I'd recommend. And you've got to.
Now, what's really key here for you as you're learning English is how these sound, the pronunciation, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. You'll notice we almost never say the full I would recommend. We squash it together into the contraction. I'd. Can you try saying that? I'd recommend.
I'd recommend. Yeah, just flows better. And similarly, in that other phrase, you have got to. We usually shorten that a lot in speech. We often say you got to.
Or even faster, you gotta. You gotta give them a try. You gotta. Super common.
That's right. You know, everyone, if you can start using these shorter forms, these contractions, and kind of push the sounds together like that, you'll sound a lot more natural when you speak English.
Hey, and also, it really helps your listening too. Because in movies or TV shows or just talking to native speakers, they will almost always use these shorter forms. They're probably not going to say, you have got to give them a try. So knowing you gotta really helps you understand.
Exactly. Okay, well, how about we listen to the dialogue one last time? And this time, really pay attention to how the speakers use those contractions like I'd and gotta.
Sounds like a plan. Here it is again.
Hey, you guys got any plans for tonight? We were thinking of maybe checking out a new place to eat around here. Got any suggestions?
Yeah. There's this fantastic little Italian place just down the street. The food is incredible and the atmosphere is really nice. I definitely recommend giving it a try.
Italian, huh? You know, I'm actually not all that crazy about Italian food tonight. I'm kind of in the mood for something a little lighter, you know?
Okay. Gotcha. In that case, I know a great little bistro. They do this really tasty seafood platter. The fish is always super fresh.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. But, you know I'm allergic to seafood. Right. So that's probably not the best option for me.
Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. Okay, let me think. Oh, I know this little hole in the wall place. It doesn't look like much, but they make the most incredible sandwiches. Seriously, you got to give them a try.
Hang on, wasn't that the place you took me to last time I visited? And didn't I get a little
Oh,
under the weather afterwards? Let's just say it involved a bathroom visit I'd rather forget.
ugh. Well, oh, right. Maybe we should think of somewhere else then.
Laughing tone implied.
Yeah, maybe.
But hey, all this talk about food is making me hungry.
Me too.
Okay, great dialogue. Now, thinking about, food mishaps, you mentioned earlier having a food poisoning story.
Slightly awkward tone.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's much of a story, but I definitely had food poisoning. Yeah, one of the worst times, I think, was actually when I was traveling in Morocco.
Oh, no. Morocco, what happened?
Well, I had this amazing, freshly squeezed orange juice in the morning from street vendor. It tasted incredible. And then I got on a bus for, a 4-hour ride.
Oh, boy. I think I see where this is going.
Yeah.
Bumpy bus ride.
Exactly. So, yeah, I was on the bus, middle of nowhere, and then I started to feel really, really sick. I was just praying the bus ride would end soon. But nope, it was not good. Oh, no.
Oh, that sounds absolutely terrible. Stuck on a bus feeling like that.
All I'll say is I was very sick and very, very unhappy. Not a fun travel memory.
Yeah, I bet. Wow. It's weird that you think it was the orange juice, though. That seems so innocent.
Well, maybe it was the water they used to wash the oranges, or maybe something in the ice, if there was ice. I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes when you're traveling. It's just bad timing on a bus.
Yeah, it's always tricky in different countries, isn't it? Could be the water, how things are prepared.
Repeat.
Yeah. So, food poisoning, everyone. Definitely something we hope you can avoid.
Absolutely. And hey, if you're watching, have any memorable food poisoning stories, we'd love to hear them. Or maybe not love to hear them, but you know what I mean. Feel free to share in the comments.
Yes. You can head over to our website, learningconvocraft.com, share your stories, ask us questions about today's topic, leave comments. We always like hearing from you.
Okay, and now, just to help you remember some of the vocabulary we covered today, let's do a quick audio review. Listen to the meaning, and then you say the vocabulary word or phrase out loud. Ready?
To go and see something, often to investigate it.
Check out.
Extremely good, fantastic, often used for food.
Taste.
A smaller, more informal restaurant, often with a relaxed atmosphere.
Bistro.
To have a desire for something at a particular time.
In the mood for.
When eating something causes you to become ill.
Food poisoning.
When a specific food causes a bad reaction in your body.
Allergic.
Great job, everyone. That's a fantastic way to practice and lock in those new words.
Okay, guys. That pretty much brings us to the end of our discussion today. We really hope you found it helpful for your English learning.
Definitely. Remember to like this video and subscribe to Learning ConvoCraft for more English learning stuff.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.